like there's a reason our parents didn't they can't give us this information or give us life from this perspective that I'm giving you. There's a reason your parents can't tell you this. And they didn't benefit from telling you why shit like this will happen. You know what I'm saying? Or uh that these people exist because they were too busy being those people. They were too busy being those people that do the shit instead of um going against that shit. Cause see, I know my mom passed when she was a bully back in the days. I know that. Everybody, that's all they talk about. Is she was the neighborhood bully, but she thought she was gonna try that shit on me and it almost got her killed. Cause she forced my hand. I was trying to walk away from the situation based on her already abusing me as a kid. So I decided I ain't getting abused no more. And then she thought we was gonna take it to an actual physical fight, and she don't understand that I was so angry I'd have beat her to death. But she would have forced me to. I didn't want to fight her, but based on her being an evil gay bully, she thought she was gonna try that shit on her son, and it would have got her killed. So I'm saying she ain't gonna tell you that she gay and she used to beat up on bitches because of it. My mama not gonna tell you that shit. But I had to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad ain't gonna tell you he was a manipulator and a liar. So that's why I could do this shit too if I wanted to, but I'd rather use the truth and get what I want. I like the truth better to get what I want. See, my dad was a manipulator and liar, and he was into young girls. You know what I'm saying? My mom and my dad was 8 years apart. My mom wasn't mentally ready for no man in his 20s coming on to her at 15 and getting her pregnant. She wasn't ready for that shit, but it was like, he was a manipulator and he had a thing for young bitches. It's like, the crazy thing is, like, I didn't like my parents. Like, I didn't like who they were. So it's like, literally, that's my biggest blessing is the fact that I didn't like them and I didn't look up to them. That's what saved me. The fact that they were people that I didn't look up to or like. Because if I liked my parents, I would be a manipulating, lying, undercover homosexual that like young bitches. If I looked up to my father, I'd be just like that nigga. But the fact that he wasn't a respectable man is the thing that saved me. The fact that he didn't raise his kids and he's a preacher, that shit made me despise that man and despise men like him and want to be nothing like niggas like that. So that was my biggest blessing. And then my mom, the woman she was, I didn't like that either. So it made me um make a decision as a kid. I'm never gonna let no bitch play with me the way I seen my mama play with men. You know what I'm saying? So my parents being who they were and not being able to hide who they were in front of me, it made me despise the people they are. So that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me is the fact that I didn't like the way my parents moved and the people they were. So it's like I wasn't gonna grow up to be that shit. I made a conscious decision to be nothing like my parents based on me not liking who they portrayed themselves as in front of me. But as a kid, you're told to honor your parents, but it's like, but what if I don't like the example my parents are setting? You know what I'm saying? What if I don't like that? And that's my biggest blessing, the fact that I didn't. The fact that I didn't like it was the best thing that ever happened to me. The fact that I didn't like who my parents were. You know what I'm saying? They I didn't like the people they um portrayed themselves as. I didn't like it. And that's the best thing that ever happened to me is the fact that I didn't. Because if I did, If I did, I'd have been just like her. If